you build it up, you gotta be mine. We take it away. It's gotta be night and day, just a matter of time. And we got nothing to make it. Keep me up, la la. We'll climb any mountain, we on the farm. We are, and we never. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 6 o'clock. Welcome to the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online with your host, Dervan Malcolm. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are tuned in. Thank you very much for being a part of the experience. Hello to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. We're live streaming on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, go-jamaica.com. The apps on which you can listen out for us, Google Play Store for Androids and the App Store for iPhones. The social media links on Facebook, it's the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. The Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Jamaican Diaspora. On Twitter, the handle is @DiasporaJA106, @DiasporaJA106. On YouTube, you can tap in DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to watch as well as listen to the program. And if all else fails, just Google DERVAN MALCOLM and you'll find us. And feel free as well if you wish to participate in the program. The numbers are 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Good morning, Dennis Hewitt. Thank you very much for logging on. And all the very best to you and yours. Let's use the opportunity now to highlight what's in the news today. Let's see what we have. So the headline is DPP in limbo. And for the uninitiated, DPP stands for Director Public Prosecutions. The Constitutional Court, the Gleaner tells us this morning, rules Llewellyn extension unconstitutional. Government insists there's no order in place for her to demit office. Opposition argues lead prosecutor's post is vacant. And the story tells us confusion shrouds Paula Llewellyn's status as Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, with the government insisting that there is no order in place for her to demit office, while the opposition contends that the post is vacant arising from yesterday's Constitutional Court ruling. The full court panel of 3 judges ruled that an amendment to the Constitution last July, raising the retirement age to 65, was valid, but struck down a provision that allowed Llewellyn to choose to continue as unconstitutional, null and void, and of no legal effect. Parliament has legislated for the retirement of the DPP in a way that lends itself to the interpretation that it has permitted a second extension for the incumbent, the judgment said. But the judges found that the provisions of Section 2.2 cannot be lawfully applied to lead to an extension in office by way of an election on the part of the incumbent. And there's another story, related story. Opposition expressed grave concern from first reading of the bill, and there are pictures to boot. Golding threatens legal action over shielded AG's opinion. Those are the stories on the front page of today's Gleaner. Turning the pages virtually, 5 schools tip off climate smart projects. NEPA, UNICEF, and NSECP drive initiative to develop and sustain blueprint in institutions. New web-based car rental marketplace launched. Carl Sims, founder of Ara Rides, is looking to revolutionize the car rental marketplace. In an interview with the Gleaner yesterday, Sims stated his desire to establish a new way for people to find vehicles to rent. By leveraging technology, Ara Rides seeks to satisfy the needs of customers who frequently struggle to find rental cars, particularly during peak travel seasons. And you can read on for more information. I don't know how I am going to live without my son is the caption of another story in today's Gleaner. Mother of slain Irwin High boy says he had asked for transfer to another school. Health fears mount amid garbage pileup at Alligator Pond. Ghastly photos of the trash. The Good Heart section of the Gleaner. Top performers shine through NCB Foundation's Level Up grant program. And Exodus Carnival lends a helping hand to end period poverty is another story in the Gleaner. And on the diaspora page, Jamaican elected to National Teachers Hall. That's Jamaican elected to National Teachers Hall of Fame class. Somber send-off for Jamaica-born educator, Jamaican Estella Albertha Wheeler, a 64-year-old grade 7 and 8 teacher, known for her dedication and kindness, was found dead on March 6 in her home on Isa Court in Vaughan, Canada. She was laid to rest on Saturday, April 13, in an emotional and somber service at her home church, West Toronto Church of God in Toronto. May her soul rest in peace. Also on the diaspora page today, Toronto's Harry Jerome Award honors social change agent. Denise Campbell delivers transformational change on social justice issues. A Jamaican Canadian seasoned public servant will, for the second time, receive a prestigious Harry Jerome Award. This time, the professional award presented by the Black Business and Professional Association, BBPA. The first award she copped was for leadership in 1994 at 19 years old. And again, you can read on for more in today's Gleaner. The letter of the day in today's Gleaner: break the cycle of mayhem and disorder. The two-frame cartoon today, female member of the public looking to get out of that space quickly that she occupies. And she is supposedly saying, Horace, what you doing about the warring factions? And the response is, the One Order and Klansman gangs are on trial. And in the second frame, the female member of the public is supposedly saying, I'm talking about the schoolers fighting over a female student. And there are the caricatures of the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of Education. TAJ could learn about customer service from Pika is another letter to the editor. Also, the editorial is headlined Carnival, the Cultural Mirror. And there's another letter, Pedestrians' Lives Matter. Tony Dale writes, where there's poke. And Ronald Sanders asks, is Ecuador's expulsion from the UN answer to diplomatic crisis with Mexico? Judge scolds cops for undue absences from court. But politics aside and work in interest of parish, put politics aside and work in interest of parish, say MPs. Registering for NIDS is voluntary, says Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, according to the headline in today's Gleaner. Jamaica Productivity Center targets youths for upcoming initiatives. Jamaica DOMREP bilateral aviation agreement yielding significant dividends, we're told. And there are the classifieds, lots of them, and photos of handovers and good deeds. The sports section, Seville eyes Paris podium, sprinter eager to test his development against Lyles. It's a player's sport, not a coach's sport, is the subject of another of the stories in the sporting section of the Gleaner. And that's just about it. Hope you'll go out and get your physical copy of the Gleaner, or that you will go online and subscribe to the Gleaner. How about that? So that's it. And Daniel Williams leads Xiamen charge. That's it pretty much for the review of the Gleaner today. And in a moment, we're going to be bringing on board our guests. We have scheduled interviews with the individuals who have been supporting the Angel Foundation. So Angelia Christian is going to be updating us on the work of the Angel Foundation. And we're also going to be looking at work that is being done now and work to come in the field of education and attendant areas. So you can stand by for that. And on the heels of the FRACA series of fights in our schools that we should have on our program this morning, Tessa Bennett, integrative psychotherapy counseling expert, and Patricia Howell, Managing Director, Denpat Medical Center. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:15 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, which means it's 4:15 a.m. in Los Angeles, California.
Ready, set, go. Saturday, April 27 will be the 28th staging of the annual Jake's Off-Road Triathlon. Join Power 106 FM for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online for the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. Come for the fun, the carbs, and the cheers. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Tourist Board, Jake's Hotel and Villas, Wata, Chavali, Powerade, Quartz Unicoma, Jamaica Standard Products, Couples Resorts, Beyond the Sunset Resort, Lashings Boutique Hotel, Wyas Falls, Island Car Rental, True Shake, Treasure Beach Women's
We're going to share this.
Easy Foundation in partnership with Target Advertising.
We're going to share it.
Your target market. That's a broadcast of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon, Saturday, April 27, live from Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
I think the last minute there was a change in the time for this. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we are standing by to connect with our first guest on today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online here on Power 106 FM. And I thank you. So we're going to be connecting with Mrs. Liz Oldershaw, Managing Director of Transpac Ship and one of the supporters of the Angel Foundation. And with all that has happened this week with respect to the animosity involving our children, our students, it well, that wasn't planned at all, but it so happens that the focus is going to be on applying therapy and related treatments for our children in our schools, so that they learn more about managing themselves, controlling themselves, and behaving themselves in a manner that is dignified. And so the 5 highly skilled educational and therapeutic specialists from Britain will embark on a journey from the UK to Jamaica. They're scheduled to be in Jamaica from the 13th to the 29th of September. Now, following careful consideration of the needs expressed by the Angel Foundation UKJA, they have committed to this initiative. These specialists will be leaving behind their families to participate in an innovative scheme aimed at inspiring school children who have been impacted by trauma. The program will focus on early intervention, self-development, resilience, and empowerment for students, emphasizing the power of words and respect. Angel Foundation UKJA, led by Angelia Christian, has been deeply concerned about the behavior of students on social media. So that's before this week, and the week before, and the week before. The concerns started showing their heads, so to speak, over a period of time. And that's what caught Angelia Christian's attention, why she has veered in this particular direction with respect to the programs she and her team are looking to fulfill. So as a result, Foundation UKJA did its scope and is collaborating with the Ministry of Education, Youth, Information, and Education, Youth, and Information, and principals on a special 3-day initiative. Schools identified as being at risk of violence include Greater Portmore High School, New Stony Hill Technical High School, Denham Town High School, and Haile Selassie High School. In terms of the therapists and the mental health and psychotherapy and counseling experts, Tessa Bennett is leading the charge in that regard. Her team will be doing online and face-to-face integrative psychotherapy counseling. Tessa Bennett and her team are based in East London and Essex, and they operate as well in Romford in England. And locally, Mr. Orville Hibbert, Senior Guidance Counselor at Greater Portmore High School, will be sharing his perspective with us as well as we continue to explore, as in particular among our children or of school age, an update on mental health, well-being, and related matters. Financial health is just as important. And so Leighton Smith is going to be joining us. He's the Chief Executive Officer of VM Finance Limited and overseas offices, and he is based in London. We're also going to be introducing you to a program called Camps. That's another offering on today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And just so that we are clear with respect to the CAMPS initiative, CAMPS stand for Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. So we'll be learning more about that as the program progresses. Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. In the meantime, we are connecting with our guests online and behind the scenes, and those connections will be made in short order. So you can keep listening for that. The Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit is being led by Ms. Shauna K. Lester. She's a Columbia University School of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder. Through Memorable Essay, a boutique admission consulting agency focused on highly selective admissions, Ms. Lester has supported 700 plus clients applying to top colleges, graduate schools, and professional programs since 2007. Also coming up, Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General, who is based in Miami, Florida. He's going to be joining us as well. Andrew Brata Clark, arts administrator, actor, master of ceremonies, singer, and cultural activist based in New York. He's scheduled to join us as well here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. Let's clear a few messages in the meantime while the team arranges the lineup behind the scenes. So Dennis Hewitt is greeting us. He says, Dervan, I need your advice. A person in Canada has barrels to send to Jamaica for charity purposes. How we go about this? There are two organizations operating out of two ministries. In the Ministry of Education, there is a unit there whose primary focus, among other areas or other duties, but the primary focus is to facilitate the smooth movement of charitable and charity-related resources. So that's the idea. So there's a unit in the Ministry of Education, and there is one in the Ministry of Health as well. So the roles of those units, well, the role is the same, for them to make smooth the passage of these resources from the diaspora to Jamaica. So I would humbly suggest that you get in touch with if it's an education-related donation, get in touch with there's a name for the unit. The name escapes me now. but that's definitely in the Ministry of Education. And if it's a health related resource, then you would make contact with the Health Foundation in the Ministry of Health. Maureen Dixon is greeting us. Good morning, Maureen Dixon. Thank you very much for joining us. And Mikey Jarrett says, Happy Sabbath morning, my brother Dervan Malcolm. Blessings and blessed love from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you very much for joining us, Mikey Jarrett. Angelia Christian is reminding us it's the National Education Trust. Thank you, Angel. So if you have education supplies, devices, etc., the National Education Trust is the unit within the Ministry of Education that can facilitate the smooth movement of those supplies. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means, let's see, it is 8:30 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda.
Come to Stewart's Hardware 2-day spring super sale. Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th. 2 days filled with super discounts. Get all the hardware, houseware, plants, and lots more you've always wanted at super sweet prices. You simply can't afford to miss Stewart's Hardware Spring Super Sale. That's April 26th and 27th. You'll be fantastic savings just for you. Stewart's Hardware and Home Center. Building value. Both sides of a story.
Confidence in those who serve, especially in the public sector, is vital to Jamaica's progress towards Vision 2030 and beyond. Many people have quietly and diligently given sterling service over the years to the benefit of many Jamaicans at home and across the world. Our 106 FM in playing its part in showcasing those individuals who served in building our nation and to create greater public understanding and appreciation of their sacrifice presents the feature Service Stalwarts. Listen to Service Stalwarts every Wednesday at 4 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm starting Wednesday, April 24, right here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. And for emphasis, for those who missed it, and we'll give you the details of what the plan is in this area of the mental health and wellness of our high school, well, or school-age children. But obviously, what we've been seeing has been primarily in the youth population, the high school students in particular. So we were setting the stage earlier on by just outlining that 5 highly skilled educational and therapeutic specialists from Britain will embark on a journey from the UK to Jamaica. They're scheduled to be in Jamaica from the 13th to the 29th of September 2024. Following careful consideration of the needs expressed by the Angel Foundation UKJA, in this case, the support in terms of mental health and wellness of our youth population. So these specialists have committed to this initiative. They will be leaving behind their families to participate in an innovative scheme aimed at inspiring school children who have been impacted by trauma. The program will focus on early intervention, self-development, resilience, and empowerment for students, emphasizing the power of words and respect. Angel Foundation UKJA is, of course, led by Angelia Christian, and the foundation has been deeply concerned by the behavior of some students on social media. And as a result, the foundation has expanded its scope and is collaborating with the Ministry of Education and the principals on a special 3-day initiative. Schools identified as being at risk of violence include Greater Portmore High School, New Stony Hill Technical High School, Denham Town High School, and Haile Selassie High School. So the diaspora is looking to immerse itself into the community to play their part as well in helping us to manage the mental health of our students. So we are going to welcome a couple of the volunteers who will be participating in this initiative as we look forward to your attendance and support. So we're going to say hello, good morning, and welcome to Tessa Bennett. Tessa Bennett, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, and thank you for having me on the show. I'm very well, thank you.
Good. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Listeners, Tessa Bennett is an online and face-to-face integrative psychotherapy counseling expert based in East London and Essex. And we also have online Patricia Howell. She's managing director of Denpat Medical Center. Good morning and welcome, Patricia Howell. How are you?
How are you? I'm great, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be there with you today.
The pleasure is all ours, and we are encouraged by the support our students will be getting from you and other members of the team of volunteers who will be playing their part in this regard. So what's your understanding of the plan of this initiative and how it will manifest itself, supported by your team from the UK and support team on the ground here in Jamaica as well?
Okay, my understanding is that it's a beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are going to be there for 3 days, 3 weeks, and we are going to be 3 days a week. So it's the beginning. It's a drop in the ocean. So I'm thinking that part of it is that we'll be giving back to the young people in helping them to regulate their emotions and also their lives. But we'll also be looking at further links of how we can support going forward, how we can look at supporting the staff, school staff, and your professionals at home in Jamaica in moving forward so that this doesn't just stop once we've gone. So that's kind of what we're looking at. How are we going to give something back that is not just short-term solution, but moves into the longer term?
Have you noticed any similarities in terms of the behavior of high school students in the UK, for example?
Yes, it's very similar. Similar things going on in particular with people from the Caribbean and from Africa origins. There is a similar behavior issue, and that's what we're really looking at. We're looking at why they're struggling to manage their emotions, but there is a lot of challenges. It's not like how it was back in the days. The challenges that we face are quite extreme, and particularly after COVID.
And just a moment there, Patricia Howell. Let's get in a word from another word from Tessa Bennett in terms of your approach to the issues affecting our student population, especially high school cohort. Is there, I mean, no two groups or institutions or countries are the same. So having said that though, have you worked out or are you working on a formula?
I think for me, the formula is really saying to the young people, you know, we see you. You're not invisible. We see you. And I recognize that there are primary emotions that are at play here. So there seems to be a lot of anger that's going on with the young people, and maybe a lot of fear as well. And it's really working with the young people to understand, okay, this is your primary emotion, which is anger, but let's see what's causing that. You know, where is the hurt? You know, where do you feel threatened? You know, where is the frustration? And trying to get them to maybe explore those areas and get an insight into maybe what may be causing the behaviour that everybody is seeing that's around them. But also letting them know that, you know, you are valuable. You are actually intrinsically valuable. You know, you have significance and you have worth. And irrespective of where you're coming from in life, these things remain a truth, and how we can actually get them to connect with that truth as well.
Mm-hmm. And Patricia Howell, in terms of the members of the team who will be volunteering, how sufficient do you think your human resource is, or are you hoping to augment the numbers when you get to Jamaica or otherwise?
I'm not sure what you mean when you say how sufficient is our human resources. Are you saying in number?
In number, yes, because we have been. That's one of the complaints that we've been getting here in Jamaica in terms of being able to grapple effectively or otherwise with the with the situation. So I'm just curious to find out if people are putting up their hands as we would in class to say, me miss, me sir, I want to be a part of this initiative.
Okay, well, in terms of the schools and in terms of the young people that are going to be part of this initiative, that was chosen from the school, so they would have known who the pupils are that they feel that would benefit mostly from what we're bringing. As facilitators, we are small in numbers, but we are very experienced in what we do, and we're used to working with children, young people, on an individual level and also in a group. So that part of it wouldn't be a challenge to us because we are familiar with working with them in the environment that they're in.
Mm-hmm. And why did you say yes to this initiative, Patricia Howell? I mean, I'm sure others might have been asked, but they have other matters to deal with. Why did you say yes?
I guess because I have been thinking about it for quite a lot of years, even before this level of training that I had. It's always been on my mind. My first visit to Jamaica, I noticed certain things, and I feel that I'm always giving to everybody else, and I would love to give back to my own. So that's one of the reasons why I said yes straight away. I knew it was going to come at some point. I was just waiting for a door. I didn't know where this door was going to come from.
And Tessa Bennett, in terms of the sustaining whatever is started, to be able to sustain the initiative and the work, uh, how do you see that working out? Is it that you maintain connection with your colleagues in the UK and Jamaica and vice versa?
Yes, I believe our hope is that we will continue with the communication, and hopefully in the way that we continue the communication, it will be throughout the year. And the idea is that we come back annually on a regular basis, because what we're doing is almost just planting a seed for this particular first connection with the schools, and hopefully as we plant that seed we can see how it bears fruit, and in it bearing fruit is us keeping in contact with the
One
schools.
moment, please. Please tell us about the bearing of the fruit when we come back after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 12:45 p.m. in London, England.
ready, set, go! Saturday, April 27 will be the 28th staging of the annual Jake's Off-Road Triathlon. Join Power 106 FM for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. Come for the fun, the carbs, and the cheers. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Tourist Board, Jake's Hotel and Villas, Wata, Nature Valley, Powerade, Quartz Unicoma, Jamaica Standard Products, Couples Resorts, Beyond the Sunset Resort, Lashings Boutique Hotel, Wyas Falls, Island Car Rental, True Shake, Treasure Beach Women's Group, and Easy Foundation in partnership with Target Advertising. Reaching your target market. That's a broadcast of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon, Saturday, April 27, live from Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Our guests are Ms. Tessa Bennett, online and face-to-face integrative psychotherapy counseling expert based in East London and Essex, as well as Patricia Howell, who is managing director of Denpat Medical Center. And yes, can you give us an idea of the general healthcare that is available at Denpat Medical Center? Is it a fully staffed operation in terms of in this particular field?
I think there's some confusion in terms of the medical center. I'm from Lightwave Therapeutic Education, which is an organization that supports social and emotional well-being. So I'm not sure where the medical center came from.
All right, let's cross that out. Let's cross that out. So in terms of the work that you've been doing then, Patricia Howell, can you tell us some more about it?
Yes, our work is therapeutic in origins, and it was set up really because there wasn't anything available to meet the needs of people from the diaspora. And I set it up with a colleague, and we felt that we needed to do this because our needs are different, and we needed to have tailor-made, cultural appropriate services to meet our needs. So that's one of the reasons why we were set up. So we have a different understanding in terms of the young people that we work with, and so we put those things within the program.
I see. And what's the life of the program? Is it
generally when we work in schools, we also work in the community, and generally we say that we're year long because it takes that long to change the perception of a person. Because first of all, you've got to deal with the emotional stuff that they have. So the first part of our work with a young person is really, we call it crisis intervention. And that's where we're actually facilitating them, unpacking the emotional stuff that they've stored up. And they're mostly not aware of it because a lot of it is unconscious. And what we do is we use therapeutic tools alongside things that they're interested in. So we may use art, we may use drama, we may use food, whatever they're interested in, singing. But we use it as a platform, and then we intertwine in that therapeutic work, which pulls out of them some of their pain and their emotional pain, because they're very full, and until we empty them, we can't then start to put the work in so that they can start to heal and change.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you've in your experience seen some level of transformation. What is that?
Yes.
What is that like?
It's amazing to see. It's what we focus on is attitudinal changes. So once the attitude changed, then the behavior changes, and that's what we focus on. So we focus on putting good things in and taking bad things out, and giving the young person an understanding of why they are and why they do what they do. So it's about helping them to find their authentic self and to understand their experiences and how it has affected them and caused certain behavioral patterns.
Mm-hmm. And I would imagine the approach that is taken as well takes into account the age and related matters to do with the individual.
Yes, it does. It really does. It has to be age appropriate, and it has to be fun. So they've got to enjoy it. Young people don't do anything they don't enjoy. So the idea is it's fun, they enjoy it, but it's also therapeutic. And the first few sessions that we do usually pulls out a lot quite quickly. And in this initiative, once we've had a therapeutic session like that, then there will be opportunities for them to have one-to-one support, because we expect that they're going to remember things and things are going to come out that might cause them distress.
Mm-hmm. Well, we could talk with you all day, because you clearly have, both of you have a grasp of what needs to be done, and you do it and you get the results. And we don't, no system or process or situation is perfect, so that is taken into account as well. We're really impressed at your readiness as well to reach out and help and to be a part of the solution to the issues our school age, and in particular high school students, have been having. We want to thank you so much, Patricia Howell and Tessa Bennett, and your respective teams of volunteers, on the tremendous work that you're doing. And we stand ready to provide a platform to share with Jamaica and the rest of the world so that others will be impacted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So you're listening there to Tessa Bennett and Patricia Howell, online and face-to-face integrative psychotherapy counseling experts. And we're going to go straight to Senior Guidance Counselor at Greater Portmore High School, and that's Mr. Orville Hibbert, JP. Mr. Hibbert, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am fine, thank you. Good morning, man. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. How have you and your team been managing as far as behavioral issues are concerned, based on what has been playing out in the public space?
Well, it is a task for all of us, and it's not easy at all. And we recognize that even now, this day in which we are living, becoming so different. The children are affected totally by the pandemic that has passed. And, we see where the government is sending to us these days students who are affected in various ways. We have a lot of mental situation and such like. We need more counselors in the schools to help us, and social workers and those persons.
So how have you been managing with the resources that are available to you?
We are trying. The limited resources. Our principal, Mr. Ross, he has been really working with us, the guidance department, providing us with different programs, helping us to get on different programs, within persons like at one instant we have to quit what we are doing in terms of the curriculum and just stick with math and English and science, and just getting persons to help us with the behavioral issues that we are having there at the Greater Portmore High School. And that has been working for us in a little way. And but also compound with that, we have the stench thing going on. The stench is not helping us at all. It seems as if we have to close down that school. Continues, because that is also compounding all the issues that we are having.
Well, that sounds like one issue being piled upon another.
Exactly.
Which is not the kind of situation you want to be in. You're right, because it takes away from the work that needs to be done.
Yes.
But how was your institution? How did your institution get involved, or how were you made to participate in this initiative?
All right. Our principal, Mr. Ross, is to ensure that we seek any help that we could have gotten. And I understand that Ms. Angelia reached out to him, and he was really ready and waiting to accept this kind of initiative. And so, as a school, we are providing open for any help that is available, and so we tap into that.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of the what is the trigger or trigger point, if I could put it that way, when we get information or we see videos of young people acting up and engaging in antisocial behavior? Is there a series of things that could trigger off something? Or go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
Yes, there are two. There are the crime and violence within our society. we recognize that in the various areas we have the crime and the violence that arise, and we have been hearing all of these things happening, and some of the children also recognize that smoking is one of the issues that is allowing these things to happen as well. Our children are some of the little children are now they read and are available to them. I don't know how they get it, but it is in their hands, and they smoke, and these are things that we see will cause them to operate a particular way, which are not the right way.
Is it fair to say that you and your team have things under control so far, based on what you've had to deal with at Greater Portmore High School?
Well, it is common to all of us, in terms of what is happening. Mm-hmm. We have seen students taking things on the street. We have seen that. We have seen the children are having risk between each other, and we have to jump in and see exactly. Sometimes the police get involved, and the deal of discipline has a lot of people. We see students taking knives to school and other things. So it is not unusual. It is going around all around the schools as we speak. And the fights, we have numerous fights going on in our schools.
Yes.
The children, especially the first year students, they are really not settled at all.
Yes. One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 8:01 in the evening in Beijing, China.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, you need to know.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Our guest, Mr. Orville Hibbert, in this segment. He's a Justice of the Peace and the Senior Guidance Counselor at Greater Portmore High School. So, Orville Hibbert, what is your understanding of the approach that the volunteers and the professionals will be taking, or will be looking at, or will be doing coming up in September, as far as the initiative is concerned?
As far as the initiative is concerned, they are coming to assist us, the psychosocial, and to look into what is happening with the students, what is going on with the students, to get to the root of it. They will try, and we see where that it will be an asset, because if we can know what is happening with us, let them assist and see where we can give them the help that they need, then we can go somewhere. We'll go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the initiative is we are looking forward to see where, in terms of the positiveness of it, and we know something is going to happen, because it is common, it's a worldwide thing, and I'm sure the experts are equipped to help us to do what we do with those kids that are affected.
Well, we want to send up some prayers for strength and wisdom and agility to be able to deal with the issues of our times. And you are among those at the forefront of this charge in impacting the situation.
May I add something though?
Sure, go ahead.
When we look, we assessed last year. We assessed some students, and the things that are happening in school. And one of the things that we recognize is that over one of the about almost 200 students lost their parents. Our parents are one parent, and even to date, we have students who have lost parents, and some of these students are acting up, and they need help. We form what is called a Beamer Club, where we try to get the name of the students, and we try to help them in various ways, counseling and stuff. But we are in need of help. We are in need of additional help to help those students. So we reach out to Jamaica, to Jamaica, to the world, to help us with these initiatives. Over 200, and it's adding. And these are for students who are acting up. To date, about 4 of them are asking to find health spaces at a school because of their behavior. And these are not many things that are happening. And I read Mrs. Bailey is the pioneer, and Reverend Bailey, the pioneer behind it, and the government department. And we are looking forward to take it to another level where the Beamers are concerned. We call them Beamers. And we help them because they are more sensitive and at risk of getting themselves into trouble. Because they are suffering from these children are not given any kind of help when their parents pass on. Some came to us with their parents, losing their parents. And when we talk to some of them, it is seriously having impact on them. Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you very much for the work that you continue to do in order to minimize the fallout, so to speak. And we trust that the students themselves would recognize that they are a very important part of the circle, and that they will demonstrate a level of maturity, which can sometimes be quite challenging for teenagers. But we can't give up.
Can't give up.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you too for waking up this early to speak with us on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online.
Amen. God bless you.
Bless you too. Take care, Mr. Orville Hibbert, JP, Senior Guidance Counselor at Greater Portmore High School, as we continue to discuss matters pertaining to mental health, well-being, and related issues. We're going to make a transition now, but not far removed from the issues that these youths have to deal with. You know, the resources or lack thereof, for example, parents and guardians having to find what it takes to take care of the young people in particular, so that they don't experience any fallout as a result of a lack of resources. So, having said that, there's a gentleman who is waiting in the wings to talk with us about, not in totality, but in part, about our or the importance of financial health, not far removed from our physical health. And he is the Chief Executive Officer of VM Finance Limited and overseas offices, and they're based in London. Mr. Leighton Smith, good day to you, sir. How are you?
No. Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. We're fine, thanks. How are you?
I am not bad at all. How are you keeping?
I'm giving thanks for life and enjoying a nice, cool, easy Saturday morning here in Kingston, Jamaica.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So happy to have you, to be able to join you this afternoon from the UK, and good morning to your listeners in Jamaica.
Thank you on their behalf. And we wanted to get an update. We know you and your team of volunteers uh, are able to mobilize support when it matters. And the Angel Foundation UKJA is quite relentless, isn't it, in terms of the work? There's even when there's supposed to be a break, the work continues. Mhm. So, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I agree. You know, so what Angel is able to accomplish and Angel is doing, it's fantastic in terms of philanthropy. Always finding an opportunity to give back is something that is so much needed. And, you know, as we think about the diaspora conference that is coming up and how it is that the diaspora can be canvassed in terms of our work, in terms of our support and what we're able to do, then, you know, definitely this is something that is good.
Yeah, and there are some best practices. Mind you, you can't and use one what's this expression? The same fat and fry everybody in, in Jamaican parlance.
Exactly.
Mhm. So how do you feel how do you feel about this latest initiative in terms of the yes, go ahead. Mhm.
No, it's definitely always good. The initiative for, you know, Jamaicans who are living overseas to give back, particularly when now it is here, we're considering the whole fact of how it is that we can help youth to deal with certain issues that, you know, we may tend to overlook as adults. You know, it's always good when you have an ability to provide the necessary intervention. And of course, that is what I think Angel, when she started out, has been able to do. That comes from keeping the lines of communication open. Because sometimes, you know, schools would realize that they have challenges in terms of not only resources, that is physical resources, but also those needs when it comes to soft skills and when it comes to some of the issues and challenges that young people face. And therefore, when they're able to communicate that, and then you're able to turn back and look at the diaspora to make them who are able to provide the support, then it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. So this initiative is one that is, again, a good one to be involved with.
And what is good, and I mean, resources are good, physical resources, etc. But what I like about this initiative is and about the Angel Foundation UKJA is their agility, their and capacity to adjust according as the need arises and as the situation beckons.
Definitely. Because there's always going to be a need. And you know, many persons were using the word pivot as if for agility.
Yes.
So you're able to step into and really and truly be able to realize that, you know, programs like these are necessary, programs like these are needed. And if it is that you're able to canvas, as I said, the skill sets and resources of the diaspora, so in addition to this, just what we've been done before, then it's always going to be good.
Yes. And there's no question about the value added. Yes, the resources are being employed to assist in in the good health of our young people.
Definitely. Even more so, I mean, I just saw the news of what's happening where some schools have had to close because of, challenges there. So when you have angels sourcing of how it is that, the intervention can be done, counseling services, mentoring, there's a session I think she was sharing with me. So we have a person coming to speak about the power of words. And, why we like it and support it is because it aligns well with the whole purpose and work of the VM Foundation, because we do believe in transforming lives. And, that's what we're able to do, particularly when it comes to the youth of Jamaica.
Yeah. And in terms of the in terms of the general response, like your colleagues, members of your executive, etc. What's the general reaction when they, when the subject comes up, a subject like this, for example, considering that this is a financial institution, there's a tendency to think it's all about the money, but it goes deeper than that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes deeper than the money. It does. Because it's about giving back. And our executive body, we have always been, supportive and of initiatives that allow us to give back. So when we think of VM, yes, we have the foundation, but the initiatives stretch beyond the foundation, meaning, for example, executives that are responsible for their different areas, very often they will identify projects themselves that they can go with, and as a company, we do that very well. It's something that you don't really make a lot of noise about, because you hear the whole fact that when you do something and you contribute with your right, your left hand doesn't necessarily need to know what it is you're doing. But it's something that we're very proud of. It's something that we're very, very keen on demonstrating and being actively involved in as we are able to do so.
One moment, please. We know you're busy, but just a moment, please. Leighton Smith, let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
16 minutes past 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1:16 p.m. in London, England.
Keep meat frozen until your collection date to minimize odor and decomposition. This waste management tip is brought to you by the NSWMA. One Jamaica. Like we clean up the place.
Come to Stewart's Hardware 2 days spring super sale. Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th. 2 days filled with super discounts. Get all the hardware, houseware, plants, and lots more you've always wanted at super sweet prices. You simply can't afford to miss Stewart's Hardware spring super sale. That's April 26th and 27th. There'll be fantastic savings just for you. Stewart's Hardware and Home Center, building value.
Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Online, we have the Chief Executive Officer, VM Finance Limited and Overseas Offices, Mr. Leighton Smith. And we've been discussing the issues having to do with mental health, well-being, and related matters. But something hit me, Leighton Smith. There was a time when VM Group was very involved in champs, and that made a whole lot of difference. And we didn't have some of the behaviors that are so pronounced these days. Not that it didn't happen or at any point, but I'm thinking you are always properly positioned as a corporation. You identify what the needs are, what the areas of interest should be, and then you press on, and it usually takes off.
That is correct. That is so true. One of the things that has happened is that when you remain close to issues, by way of the information that you from Ghana, from not only your resources in terms of the people on the ground, but also, as I said to you earlier, through the work of the foundation, then we're able to make that difference. So you are correct. It's always good to have information. Information then allows you to make the right decision, and as I say, timely right decisions.
Yes. And any likelihood of an initiative, or, well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but just
well, anything like that, it is something that will come through our foundation, and I'm sure you'll hear more about it because there's some things that are being planned. I can't speak about those just now, but
okay.
It's something to come down the road.
Yes, and I see as well that Angel will have reason to come back to you again in more ways than one, because you have an event coming up in July, I think it is, the Afro Caribbean Expo, is it?
Yeah, there are quite a bit of events that are taking place globally.
Oh.
So one of the things that happened is that we're doing work in Canada, we're doing work in the United Kingdom with Angel as well, and then the work that we're doing with Angel, yes, she has some events that's coming up, and then even before that, hopefully we'll be seeing you soon because we're traveling down for the Diaspora Conference that's going to be taking place between June 16th to the 20th. The conference itself is June 16th to 19th, as you know, and the day of service that's going to take place on the 20th. And we're encouraging as many Jamaicans as possible across the diaspora to really come and share their voice in terms of issues that impact the diaspora and hear about issues that are impacting our nation, which includes this very one that we're discussing this morning, and how it is that they too can support and provide intervention when necessary.
Yes. And your brand is among the group referred to as legacy partners.
Yeah.
And how has that been manifesting itself, especially in relation to the Jamaica Diaspora Conference? What is this now? We're going into the biennial, not biennial, the 10th biennial. The 10th biennial.
So a legacy partnership means the fact that we have been there from inception, so 10th biennial, but it's actually over 20 years, as you can imagine. And this year, the VM Group President and CEO, Courtney Campbell, is the PrepCom chair. So we have been involved, deeply involved in terms of not only increasing, and this is not only, when I say increasing and involved, it's a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the other legacy partners, as you know, Grace Kennedy and JN Group, and the VM Group ourselves. We have not only been successful in bringing on additional or more sponsors this year, but also in terms of the launch events that are taking place, and also, canvassing the diaspora in terms of the issues, in terms of what needs to be discussed from the planning committee, they working out the agenda to ensure relevance and, importantly, success in terms of what will be accomplished and the way forward. So, no doubt it will be something that will be a successful event.
Yes. And what is your, somebody just sent a message, just popped up a while ago. Good morning, Mr. Malcolm, and all of your faithful listeners. The cost attached to clearing items that we work so hard to send to Jamaica is very concerning to me I would like to know if there's anyone else out there who shares the same concerns. And I'm speaking about the fees that are outside of the allowances that are extended through the NET, and I would assume the same from the Minister of Health, so that we are not reinventing the wheel. Are there any existing groups out there that is able to channel these concerns to the respective government departments as one voice? There's also an opportunity for someone to highlight said concerns at the pending Diaspora Conference slated for June 2024. And that message is from Ren Mendez in Toronto, Canada. Not sure if you would want to say something in regard to that.
Well, what I would encourage you to do is that I'm aware that the Canadian launch of the Diaspora Conference is actually going to be on Monday. And I encourage you to join that launch because that launch event will include members from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. That very same question was asked at the Continental Europe launch. And through the ministry, they were able to provide direction and direct answers to that question as to their resources and the various agencies and departments that will be able to do just that. So if he is listening, please, the Jamaican Toronto consulate, they are very active. They have been publicizing the launch event. Please join that launch event on Monday and share that very same question, and you'll be able to get your answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Leighton Smith, for sharing that bit of information with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. So what is your as we get ready to wrap this segment, what is your outlook as far as the Jamaican diaspora is concerned, based on where we are right now?
My outlook is always one of hope and prosperity when the diaspora is concerned. We know it is said that there are almost the same amount of Jamaicans living outside their country as living in Jamaica. And therefore, when we're able to combine our efforts and not only give back through resources, whether it be our time or energy or financially, the fact remains is that when we come together as a people, you can certainly see not only our resilience, but definitely what we'll be able to accomplish. So, I encourage as many persons as possible who are able to be at the Diaspora Conference this year, to continue to be in engagement with Jamaica, with the various agencies, ministries, organizations like VM who have a presence in the diaspora market, so that we will be able to make Jamaica better.
And your presence seems to have gotten much more pronounced. Is that a sign of things to come?
It's always good things that come in the future. So thank you for that.
All right. Well, I feel a little guilty that we're taking you away from your affairs on a Saturday morning, so I don't want to take you to keep you on for too long a time. But do you have any idea of how things are going in terms of those getting their registering and preparing for the conference? Do you get a sense that there's a buzz out there?
Definitely, there is a buzz. As you know, Dervan, my responsibility covers the entire, I shouldn't say the entire, but the main market where the Jamaican people are in terms of the Jamaican diaspora, meaning the United Kingdom, USA, and Canada. And there's a bit of buzz that's going on. The marketplace, for example, there were 50 stalls based on the last launch that launch event that I attended. Well over 40 have gone, so I would assume there's less than 10 just now. And in terms of the registration, there's still opportunity. There are early bird specials in terms of persons being able to register. I haven't been able to get the numbers just yet, But what I want to do is to really tell persons and encourage individuals to register now. If they look on social media, there are several flyers that are going around with QR codes that will help persons to be able to register for the event, and we want them to do that. There's a goal that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has in terms of the numbers, and I know that our Jamaican people will want to support and encourage and come to the conference so that their voice can be heard.
And finally, as we wrap, how can our listeners at home and abroad stay in touch with the VM group?
Well, they can visit us online at myvmgroup.com, or they can dial us at our toll-free number from the UK, 0800 068 8627, and from the USA and Canada, it's 1866 754 8627.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online, Leighton Smith. And we continue to wish you and the team all the success that life has to offer.
Likewise, you and your listeners as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Bye-bye. Take care. That's Mr. Leighton Smith, Chief Executive Officer, VM Finance Limited and Overseas Offices. And he's based in London, speaking with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
7:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 3:30 p.m. in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
ready, set, go. Saturday, April 27 will be the 28th staging of the annual Jake's Off-Road Triathlon. Join Power 106 FM for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online for the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. Come for the fun, the carbs, and the cheers. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Tourist Board, Jake's Hotel and Villas, Wata, Nature Valley, Powerade, Quartz Unicoma, Jamaica Standard Products, Couples Resorts, Beyond the Sunset Resort, Lashings Boutique Hotel, Dwyer's Falls, Island Car Rental, True Shake, Treasure Beach Women's Group, and Easy Foundation in partnership with Target Advertising, reaching your target market. That's a broadcast of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon, Saturday, April 27, live from Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. And in this segment, we're going to be learning about CAMPS. CAMPS. That's the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. The Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. And we are going to enlist the support of Ms. Shauna K. Lester to tell you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, well, all of us, about camps. But first, a bit of introduction as far as Shauna K. Lester is concerned. She is a Columbia University School of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder. Through Memorable Essay, a boutique admission consulting agency focused on highly selective admissions, Ms. Lester has supported 700 plus clients applying to top colleges, graduate schools, and professional programs since 2007. Shauna K. Lester, good morning. How are you? Yes, I know. But I was doing well anyway. So we were introducing Shauna K. Lester first, and next in line was Dr. Andre Morgan. He is a Jamaican graduate from the UWI Mona MBBS class of 2009. He subsequently did his internal medicine residency at Howard University, where he served as chief resident and union delegate. There, he was inducted into the prestigious Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society for his contribution to academia, leadership, and community. Later, he served as chief hospitalist, yes, that's the title, at Christus Highland Hospital in Louisiana, where he was featured and awarded for his leadership accomplishments and compassion towards patients. Dr. Morgan also holds an MBA from Brandeis University with a focus in healthcare management. He now serves as the medical director for hospital medicine at Tacoma General Hospital, Washington. He has a passion for healthcare equity, minority representation, and patient advocacy. Dr. Andre Morgan, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. And we also say good morning and welcome to Shauna K. Lester, who is at the very center of this Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit camps. Good morning, Shauna K. Lester. How are you? Oh, having phone issues. I'm seeing the messages popping up. Let's see if we can smooth out that connection. And let's see. So essentially, we want to learn more about this initiative, as we have said, and want to ensure that let's see. So stand by. We're going to be speaking about. We do have our guests, but just a bit of issue in terms of the connection. But CAMS, as we said, is Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. And the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit, it's described as a transformative 2-day career development, wellness, and networking experience for Caribbean medical professionals committed to elevating their careers and lives. 2024, the 2024 Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit, CAMPS, is a global event designed for future early career and established doctors who are looking for knowledge about their best career options, access to global leaders in medicine, and a mentorship from successful practitioners. Make a note of the date. It's May 31st to June 2nd, 2024. It's a hybrid conference. So that means a combination of online and on location participation. And the countdown continues 40 hours, I beg your pardon, 40 days, 10 hours, 51 minutes, 2 seconds. And you can get your tickets online for those who are keen on this kind of personal and professional development. And you're perhaps wondering why should you attend and be a part of that experience? Whether you're a future doctor looking to get a head start on understanding your best career options in a rapidly changing world, whether you're a young medical professional who wants to stop feeling stuck at work and become the best you can be, or a seasoned professional looking to elevate your success, meet other successful peers, network, and establish a better work-life balance. And why are we sharing this information, and why are we involving you in this initiative? The fact of the matter is, these are members of the Jamaican diaspora, or these are Jamaicans who have studied overseas, lived, and worked overseas, and this is their initiative that they are looking to shape into an annual consistent event. So if you're a young medical professional who wants to stop feeling stuck at work and become the best you can be, or as we said, a seasoned professional looking to elevate your success, you get an opportunity to meet other successful peers, network, and establish a better work-life balance. And we have picked up that our people have become even more savvy when it comes on to these workshops, summits, conferences, etc. And Jamaicans are at the forefront of a lot of these developmental and promotional tools. So we have to support our own, and we have absolutely no problems doing that, because that's part of the development that we seek. And Shauna K. Lester still having some issues in terms of the connection. So let's just do some checks behind the scene and see what is causing the issue as it is. But we also want to hear from Shauna K. Lester. She is a Columbia University School of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder. Through Memorable Essay, a boutique admission consulting agency focused on highly selective admissions, Ms. Lester has supported 700 plus clients applying to top colleges, graduate schools, and professional programs since 2007. In fact, I think, isn't it around this time that the university, the sixth formers prepare themselves for college? Yes. All right. So, Shauna K. Lester, good morning for the third time.
Hi, morning. How are you, Dervan? I am so sorry. I have no idea what happened. The network just went crazy.
Don't worry about it. We're just delighted that you have been able to join us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. Let's start at the beginning, Shauna K. Lester and Dr. Morgan, Dr. Andre Morgan. Let's start at the beginning in terms of the idea to host this event, camps.
All right. I don't know what what parts of it Andre will address, but I think for me, it definitely was birthed from my experiences working with medical doctors over the past 10 years, and just noticing some things where I thought, okay, this would be really great if we were able to address this and to sort of fill this void with something else. Because in medical education, obviously you're receiving a medical education, but maybe not so much work being done around your personal development, your professional development. For instance, you can think easily, if you come out and you want to start a business, who is going to teach you, where to go, how to be compliant with your taxes, who is helping you to analyze your personality and to know, what are your strengths, what do you love in a working environment, and figure out how to really optimize your career. Things like that I noticed were missing, and I thought, okay, let us create this event.
Mhm. And to what end? How far are you planning to take this?
Well, it says medical professionals, and this year we started with physicians, but we hope to take it to all our medical professionals because one of the reasons that this is very important to me as someone with a public health background, Dr. Morgan can talk more about it. His background is obviously he is a clinician and he also has a business background. But from my background with public health, to me, it is a no-brainer that the health of the people who are taking care of the nation's health needs to be first, I think, very importantly, as a way of prioritizing public health. Because it's not possible for us to be well if the people who are taking care of us are not at their optimal state.
Well put. One moment, please. Let's take a break and come back.
Follow the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development on Instagram and X at LocalGovJA. The time by the ministry is
7:46 in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it is 14 minutes to 14 minutes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Cape Town, South Africa.
Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Protect your wealth. If you rent, get renters insurance to protect the contents of your home from loss due to theft or fire. Read the policy carefully to see what's covered and what isn't. Disability insurance protects your ability to earn an income by providing you with a steady income if you're unable to work for an extended period due to illness or injury. If you want help managing your money, find a fee only financial planner to provide unbiased advice. Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go,
Our focus has shifted to the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit camps. For those who have been listening all morning, perhaps you just got in, etc. Good to have you on board the Jamaican Diaspora live on Power 106 FM. We are learning more about, as we said, the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit camps. And we have already heard from Shawnake Lester, who is, as we said, at the center of this summit. And we are also going to be hearing from Dr. Andre Morgan. Dr. Morgan is... Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for answering the call here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online. Can you share with us what your expectations are going into camps, the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit?
Definitely. Well, I think it's gonna be a phenomenal weekend. I'm definitely looking forward to all the attendees. Uh, I think I remember what it was like when I was a younger graduate, just finishing medical school home. And as Shauna said, one of the things I remember struggling with and why I'm a big part of this is you get this amazing experience in terms of becoming a doctor. But somehow after you've become a doctor, that's it. It's as if things just get pulled from under you and you're not sure where you're going to go. And that's when you actually realize that, hey, finishing medical school is just the start of it. And that's now where you don't have the guidance, you don't know what to do. And that's really why I became a big part of this because I really think that younger grads, um, younger doctors, you really need that guidance. And I'm hoping to bring my experience to that.
Yes. And for you, Shauna K. Lester, uh, what aspect of the medical professional are you looking to impact through camps?
Yeah, so there's three areas that we're focusing on. I think all around the world, the hot buzz topic now is burnout. Burnout among our medical professionals, and COVID would have brought that to the forefront, where we were literally losing physicians because of burnout and overwhelm. So we're going to be dedicating a lot of time to wellness and self care. One of our speakers is both a life coach and a licensed therapist. That's Seneca Williams. We also have a career coach, Cheryl Henry, and she'll be providing us some psychometric tools for people to really understand their personality traits because we're all different. Are going to have physicians at all levels, and I think even peer-to-peer networking, the importance of that cannot be overlooked because you might be an attending, you might be a consultant, you might have a business, but who's to say that it won't be your peer who's going to put you on to your next opportunity because you're not starting out, but at the same time, it's possible for a peer to give you a lift in whatever you're doing. So those are the three pillars that we're focused on, and I'm really excited about each one.
Yes. What kind of support have you been getting so far for camps?
Right. So I see that people are excited about it, or tickets are moving. We would love if they were moving more quickly, but they are steadily moving. The same thing can be said for sponsorship. We have had our sponsorship trickle in, and we would like to we got a nod from Supreme Ventures Limited, from an organization in the U.S. called the Undocumented Black Network, and we're having other conversations, again, with sponsorship. It's more of a trickle, but, looking promising, and so we're grateful for that support.
And I take it then that this is going to be an annual event?
That is the hope. That is the desire. I'm laughing because it has taken so much out of us, so much more than we had imagined. But that is definitely the vision. Yes. Absolutely.
So, how do you imagine, Dr. Andre Morgan, that this summit will impact you personally and professionally?
Impact me. Well, for years I've been since I sort of moved. I've been working with graduates, working with doctors who I think have been in my position. So I think this is just a broader medium to reach more persons, which is one of the big things I've always wanted to do. I'm where I'm at because people who are ahead of me really stretched forth their hands back and really helped me, guided me. It was a little difficult to navigate. So I think this medium is wonderful because now it opens it up to the diaspora who, they're ready to give back, to help, to guide, to nurture, but the access is just not there. So this is a big fulfilling part for me where I really get to give back because ultimately I think, this is one of the big joys of life.
And just for emphasis, care to uh, to 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 say what how you hope this summit will impact the the way you operate from here on in. You think you'll be able to manage that, to
Well,
shake off where some of the issues that you have had to contend with, and bring forth the new you after this experience.
I think definitely. I think for me there is a lot of growth in it. I think a lot of the areas that we're looking to cover also during that transformative weekend will also add value, a lot of value to me. When you're looking at the moving trends in medicine, those are still important. I'm still relatively young graduate. So when you're looking at areas such as AI in healthcare and what's happening, what's to come, those are things that are still of importance to me. Burnout is still a big factor. Knowing how to manage stress, knowing how to manage people. That's a never-ending field. You're always there. There's a lot of self-improvement that's to be had. So a lot of these speakers, really great minds. I'm also looking forward to hearing from those persons too. So I do look to gain just as much as I think any other attempt.
Mhm. And Shauna K. Lester, you seem to have a curious mix in terms of your work. You're a University of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder. And of course, everybody knows your brand there through Memorable Essay, that consulting agency focused on highly selective admissions. And we o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon in Bamako, Mali.
There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers
You have.
and self-employed, and some are not eligible for
Hold
a
on.
government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a of this crisis. Retirement wealth creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Tune into Power 106 FM for Power and Glory every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Power and Glory with the extraordinary Alpha Mackenzie. Join us for the inspired word and reflections, as well as soul-stirring gospel music every Sunday with Alpha Mackenzie from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Power and Glory on Power 106 FM, the Power 106 FM app, One Spot Media at go-jamaica.com.
Wherever you go.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and just before the break, we were speaking with Shauna K. Lester, and which is due to the 2024 Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit uh, feature that we're doing right now. And I was just looking at her bio, and it speaks of being a Columbia University School of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder, and of course, Memorable Essay, a well-known boutique admission consulting agency. And I'm just curious as to what looks like to me a circuitous journey. Did I go too far?
Not as far as the journey itself. But no, I would say that from a young age, I remember having an interest in education, in healthcare, and in the media. And those things have just never stopped. And specifically around, communication. So, I've done radio, I've done TV, I've done, public health, explored medicine in different ways, in different geographic areas, twice, and ultimately decided not to. But obviously, it's just something that I remain very interested in, especially the systems part of it. Because at the end of the day, I think healthcare is it's a system that you want to optimize in the same way that the society is a system that you want to optimize. And those are just three areas that have quite naturally had my interest from a very young age, and I've managed to create a career that combines them.
Thank you, Shauna K. And Dr. Andre Morgan. Are there particular, well, in life, we know there are bumps in the road, but in terms of what you have been experiencing since your foray into the field of medicine, is it all that you wished it would be?
Well, I would say I specifically remember when I finished medical school, and I thought that was it. I'm a doctor, great, life will be wonderful, and I really had a realization that, this is just the start, and it's way, way harder than I imagined. And just to tie it into this conference, I do remember I was not sure where I was going to go. Like, I really felt stuck at one point in time. I was really overworked. I was working at Kingston Public Hospital system. I was really overworked. And I was like, where do I go? What do I do next? And it was a lot of networking, just trying to find people who are ahead or doing things that I think I would have wanted to do, just to sort of offer guidance. And I made a lot of mistakes during that journey. Mistakes I'm happy about now because they really made me stronger and given the ability to talk with other persons and understand. But it was just really a difficult time then. So I'm happy to sort of those and be like, okay, I feel that few times I've done this. Now I can sort of offer that sort of mentorship and guidance to others to say, don't make that sort of mistake.
Mm-hmm. And Shauna K., how it's, I don't know, there's an expression that says, physician, heal thyself. But how do you cope? How are you able to cope in an environment that is fast-paced and just generally hectic? How do you ensure that you don't fall prey to burnout?
Sure. I think it's energy management. So I remember, of course, when you're younger, you think, it's time management. I will learn to I'll make a rhythm table. And I still love my rhythm table in terms of just, organizing my day by 30-minute sections and being cognizant of where I'm spending my time and auditing my time. That's always a useful tool. But of course, having gotten older, you realize that it's energy management. And I think that goes back to your question of my seemingly circuitous route. I think a huge part of energy management is just doing work that energizes you, to be honest. So as much as you see me, I'm being very dramatic with the planning committee and I'm fainting all the time about camps, but it will happen. It will be a great event, and we will do more. because I'm doing the event only because I care tremendously about it. So a huge part of me not burning out and taking care of myself is doing things that I feel very passionately about, things that energize me. And of course, just learning the power of no as a full sentence, all those wonderful things, boundaries and getting help. But I think the root thing would be, like they say, not creating a life that you need a vacation from. Obviously, my life is not a vacation, but I don't wake up every morning wanting to run out the door from my life to be on vacation. So I think that has been key.
Yes. And how has it been for you, Dr. Andre Morgan?
Well, a lot of it is I think, as Shauna has said, luckily for me, I've also done a lot of the non-clinical things that have really helped in terms of um, controlling or preventing burnout. A good bit of even my MBA work, is centered around going through therapy of some sort and having people who you can really lean on to sort of guide. So one of the big things for me has been also mentorship with persons who have sort of gone through all of this high stress and really have just, showed me ways to sort of keep the stress level down. And then ultimately also it's honing back to, at the end of the day, the things that really matter. Being a doctor is really important. Taking care of patients is really important. But ultimately, as I've always said, when I come to the end of the end, or if I'm on my deathbed, it's not really all the patients that I've taken care of that will come back. So a big part of it is really focusing on the important things in life for me, which is family and friends, and that sort of has just kind of helped keep me grounded, and just reminded me why I'm in it. And then also, of course, philanthropic work of any sort, giving back of any sort. I think when you're doing that sort of purposeful initiative, then life feels more worth living.
Mm-hmm. And we are coming closer to that point of wrapping. So feel free to use the next few minutes just to emphasize particular areas of the conversation that we have been having so far, and just so that the participants or prospective participants in the summit will have that aspect cemented, and therefore will come away feeling a level of accomplishment as well in terms of being a part of this summit.
Absolutely. So I would just, as a reminder to let people know, it's the Caribbean Medical Professionals Summit. Of course, our website is www.caribmedsummit.com. So that's Carib with a B, medsummit.com. People can learn more there. And as a reminder, this is the first of its kind, an initiative that's coming to the Caribbean. It's a global summit. It's not just, all of us sitting down together in an echo chamber. We really have diverse perspectives coming, people coming from different parts of the world. Our keynote speakers are, very accomplished in what they've done. And we're coming together for the purpose of not, your medical education strictly, but for the unique opportunity and the needed opportunity, as we're saying, to audit your health, to audit your life, to look at where you're going when it comes to your career development, to take care of yourself for 2 whole days when it comes to the area of wellness, and to really allow yourself to have an easier trajectory, to not be on the struggle bus, because you're able to get mentorship from people who are really excited about mentoring you. Like, they're not mentoring you, in word, but people who are excited about mentoring you about showing you the way, and you're expanding your network, and all of these things, they're not nice to have. So I think sometimes, people can significantly stumble and fall, many times before they realize that this is not a nice to have. These things are essential because it costs you. It costs you when you're unhappy in your career because it's not dialed in to what you want it to be. Everybody knows that being unwell costs you, and it actually compounds. And of course, reinventing the wheel, wasting years of your life making mistakes that people have been making since the beginning of time because you're not plugged into the right network or you don't have a good mentor. All of these things have a cost, and we're inviting you instead to just come and be with us at the summit, whether in person or online, and to just take what all of the value that has been, put into these 2 days.
Finally, for me, to what extent are you looking to leverage the strength of the Jamaican diaspora, Dr. Morgan?
I think we've already sort of leveraged it, to be honest. I think a good bit of the presenters are a part of the Jamaican diaspora or, Caribbean. We're now one. So a lot of persons, they may not even be Jamaican, but they've probably trained in Jamaica. So they have a lot of ties to the Caribbean, a lot of ties to the Jamaica. And they're coming back to offer their knowledge, their expertise, their mentorship to everyone who's in attendance.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to it, but we have to leave it here for now. We want to thank you both for the work you continue to do, and we're more than ready to provide a platform to get the word out there and to keep it out there. But for now, thank you both very much. We wish you a successful summit, and we look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. All the best.
Thank you, Dervan.
It's been a pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye. So you heard there from Dr. Andre Morgan, Medical Director, Hospital Medicine, Tacoma General Hospital, Washington, and Shauna K. Lester, a Columbia University School of Journalism trained writer and health policy and management holder. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
8:15 in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 6:16 a.m. in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Come to Stewart's Hardware 2-day spring super sale. Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th. 2 days filled with super discounts. Get all the hardware, houseware, plants, and lots more you've always wanted at prices you simply can't afford to miss. Stewart's Hardware spring super sale. That's April 26th and 27th. There'll be fantastic savings just for you. Stewart's Hardware and Home Center. Building values.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and it's time for us to talk about the upcoming 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. And just to make it clear, listeners, it's biennial, Biennial, which means every 2 years. Now, if I said biannual, it would mean, if I said biannual, it would mean a couple every 2 years. I hope I'm not mixing them up, but yeah, but biennial is every 2 years, isn't it? Yes. And then what's the other one? Oh, the other one is every other year. Yeah, I need to double check that. I need to double check that, but yeah. All right, we'll double check that. But anyway, the point we're making is that there's a difference between the two. So the biennial is every 2 years, and the biannual is every other. Right, biannual. Thank you very much, Celise. So biannual is twice a year, twice within the year, and biennial is every 2 years. Yes. Okay. So, Mr. R. Oliver Mayer is Jamaica's Consul General. And do you say at Toronto or at Miami? I don't think so. Mr. Mayer?
Good morning. So, Dervan, good morning to you.
Good
morning to all your listeners. And, you know, I hear you going through all the words very carefully, and I appreciate that. Happy to be on your program again. And yes.
Yes.
Every 2 years. You are correct. Every
yes.
2 years.
Yes. Listening to you, you sound like you're having some very busy days and nights.
Well, you know, you're correct. You know, I came in last night at about maybe 2 o'clock. We had an engagement, a couple of engagements last night, and we are down the wire with the 5K, so to speak. And so we'll have a Friday night engagement with the community, and just an opportunity to go there to connect and have persons sign up on the spot. And then, you know, while we are doing one activity, we ensure that we promote other bigger activities, like our upcoming conference in Jamaica. And so, so last night it was a long night. In fact, I must confess publicly that I did not get up at 8 a.m. for a normal workout. So I have to make atonement throughout the day with our resident coach, right? But I'm sure she'll forgive me today based on the time last night. But happy to be on the program, Dervan.
Happy to have you. Thank you very much for joining us. How are things looking up? What is your outlook for the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference?
Wow, Dervan, I'm so excited that we're going to have another in-person conference again. I remember being there in 2019, just being on the ground when it was in Kingston, and connecting with Jamaicans from all over the globe, and just feeling that energy, that buzz, that possibility of persons coming together and just creating a future for our beloved homeland, so to speak. You know, because just by persons gathering together and, you know, being there for the different topics and engaging in a conversation, you're able to build a lot of new relationships, hear a lot of great ideas, see Jamaicans continue to do fantastic things in their different areas of expertise. And we're just reminded of who we are as a people and what is possible, and especially when unity is present. There's so many possibilities that are created, and some of them, when you don't know beforehand, but it's in the moment that persons come together that the magic happens. And so I'm looking forward to it. A lot of friendships from 2019 still maintained, and just connecting with people that, you know, you deal with online, you see them online from different territories, whether it's New York, whether Toronto, London, all over the globe. And so exchanging numbers and I was looking back at a picture just that I took in 2019 and realized that one of the gentlemen that was beside me has a flourishing business and he was one of the young persons like myself who went to the conference. So it's Dervan, it's just a time of fun, and it's going to be in Montego Bay. So you get an opportunity to, in addition to all the great connections to be made, you're able to do it in the fantastic setting of Montego Bay and just enjoy that scenery, one of the best tourist destinations in the world. And so the backdrop is set for exciting things to happen this year in the conference.
What are you personally, or in your capacity as Consul General based in Miami, Florida, what are you looking forward to the most, or what are your expectations?
What I'm expecting, Dervan, is that persons will come. They will hear about the great things taking place in Jamaica, and they will be further inspired to say, let me own a piece of the rock. Let me not just wait on somebody else to invest. So whether it be real estate, whether it be stock market, whether it be the various opportunities that exist in agriculture, I believe that because of the presence of many of the investment agencies that will be there, there will be a greater buzz for Jamaicans to say, yes, no, I'm not going to just sit back. I'm going to actually make a commitment to get started. And sometimes the most important step is just stepping forward. And the other thing, and taking action. The other thing, of course, is just meeting new persons. It's amazing how your life, my life, our lives can change by just new relationships, new partnerships, new individuals that we meet. Just last week, albeit on the phone, there was a lady who called me, and she wanted Dervan to get some help for a Haitian who was coming to Jamaica, needed for us to facilitate getting a visa to go into Jamaica, and was in helping the situation there. She told me about her great project, and that project involves the breadfruit, producing breadfruit, ackee, and avocados in Jamaica. Now, that is one of the thrusts for Jampro and for Jamaica. There is a huge opportunity here in the diaspora for the sale of those items, and so it's really heavily encouraged in Jamaica. And I know there's a program where persons can lease lands and you can produce these orchard crops, and so we'll be encouraging persons to get involved with that. So those are two things, Dervan, a little long-winded: the relationships and the investment opportunities. And for me to connect not just with people in the southern United States, but for Jamaicans doing well all over the globe. Because you know what, Dervan? Mm-hmm. I have found that Jamaicans open the door to other Jamaicans. Yes. And that has been my experience here for the last 5 years. When I connect with my Jamaicans in whatever industry they are, they open the door to facilitate the work of the consulate, the improvement of Jamaica and Jamaicans, and it's always a magical thing.
Yes. And it does work the other way around too, doesn't it? Just by coming in contact with a Jamaican, whether on foreign soil or otherwise, it serves to open doors as well. And one would imagine that a lot of that will be happening in a couple of months.
Correct. And already persons who have signed up, Dervan, know the value of this. They know the value of a captive Jamaican diaspora market in one place. They know the power of that. It happens every 2 years, and they will not miss it for anything in the world. And so some of those individuals have signed up already.
In fact, as you mentioned that, I see Peter Gracie popping up online here. Ministry, he has put the website details online, mfaft.gov.jm. Register for the conference, says Peter Gracie.
Yeah, and I there's a thing called ADA, the attention, interest, desire, and action. And for the persons who have heard, it's one thing to hear, but it's another thing to take action. So, you've got the link there. And thank you, Peter. And thanks for facilitating this interview. We invite persons to just take action, register, and start planning your trip. Start getting different arrangements in place. The theme this year, United for Jamaica's Transformation, Fostering Peace, Productivity, and Youth Empowerment. And so, peace, of course, security, the opportunity for us to work harmoniously together, and peace in Jamaica is so important. I mean, there have been strides with the reduction in certain key numbers, of 14% reduction in major crimes. We know that this is going in the right direction, but there's a lot more work needed. So the conversation around peace is always important.
A lot more work needed to be done. Hold it right there, please.
Sure.
Let's take the break and come back, listeners. Our guest is Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General based in Miami, Florida.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs-controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32, Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4:30 p.m. in Kyiv, Ukraine.
ready, set, go. Saturday, April 27 will be the 28th staging of the annual Jake's Off-Road Triathlon. Join Power 106 FM for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. Come for the fun, the carbs, and the cheers. This broadcast is brought to you by the Jamaica Tourist Board, Jake's Hotel and Villas, Wata, Nature Valley, Powerade, Quartz Unicoma, Jamaica Standard Products, Couples Resorts, Beyond the Sunset Resort, Lashings Boutique Hotel, Wyas Falls, Island Car Rental, True Shake, Treasure Beach Women's Group, and Easy Foundation in partnership with Target Advertising, reaching your target market. That's a broadcast of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online from the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon, Saturday, April 27, live from Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth, from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM.
Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. And in this segment, we are going to speak with Mr. Andrew Brata Clark, Arts Administrator, actor, Master of Ceremonies, singer, and cultural activist based in New York. Mr. Clark, how are you, sir? All right, just a moment. Coming to you in just a moment. Andrew Brata Clark, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, right. Dervan. Good morning. Morning, sir.
Morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. And happy 15th anniversary to Rata Productions. What does that feel like?
Thank you very much. It's truly special. Considering the journey that 15 years has been, but I think adding the pandemic to that mix, especially for a lot of nonprofit organizations, it's even it's even more remarkable. It's even more special that we've survived that tumultuous time, and we now reemerged, and I think 15 years in, we're stronger and a much more vibrant and well-known brand. So I'm truly proud of that.
So what do we do now? Party like there's no more tomorrow?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, man. We have to live it up a little bit. We have to stop for a moment, take stock, and celebrate. I feel so driven sometimes by the events that we're producing one after the other that I almost never take time, to stop and celebrate that. So we're going to be doing that for our 15th anniversary gala this year.
And that's not too long, is it from now?
No, it's just under 2 weeks away. On Thursday, May 2nd.
Okay. All right. Well, please tell us what we need to do, what we need to know to play our part in the celebrations, and in terms of using the opportunity to encourage as many members of the diaspora as possible, and right here at home, to support our local Jamaican thespians like Andrew Brata Clark and others, and an opportunity to get the whole family together and go to the theater to be a part of the experience, right, Mr. Clark?
Yeah, man, absolutely. So our gala is on the 2nd of May, and that's going to be at the Green Tree Country Club in New Rochelle. And the evening is going to be a combination of celebrating some deserving individuals that have been supportive of Brata's work in the last 15 years. We'll have cocktail reception at 6:30, and at 7:30 the program begins, and that includes award the section for awardees, performances by the company, and a silent auction, and of course dinner and dancing. So it's going to be a full evening. It's an open bar, so come ready to really enjoy yourself and have some good food, and of course some entertainment.
So how will it unfold? You will have the production, and then you move from production into the celebration or celebratory, what do they call it? The awards presentation or ceremony.
So I think we're referencing two things are happening back to back for Brata, two major events.
Oh.
The first of which will be the gala, and then which is on the 2nd, and then on the 6th of May we are making our off-Broadway debut as a company, and so the singers are going to be doing a 2-hour-long concert, and that's a limited engagement run from the 6th to the 19th. So on the 2nd, there'll be a preview of sorts, but we're not giving everything. We want people to come on board, come to off-Broadway and see the full show. But folks that are at the gala on the 2nd will get a sneak peek of what is to come.
I see. And then this now, what do you then continue the celebrations, or you open another chapter?
Yes, the celebration continues. So our season runs from July through June. So this is, in essence, the gala is a kickoff of sorts, and then we have a year-long series of activities. So Banquet Caribbean Culture Festival in August. We have our brunch with Brata in September, Christmas Grand Market in December, and then we have our spring production that closes the season next year, around about May, April, May.
Oliver Mayer, are you still there? Sorry. Hello?
Let me tell you something. January, February, March, April, Andrew is one of the absolute best that we have in the diaspora, especially when it comes to his music. You know, I've been speaking recently about other possibilities, but I just want to publicly thank him and commend him for the excellent work that he continues to do. And this is the sort of energy that you can't hear about. You have to go and see him in performance to see
That's right.
excellent work that has been done. And it's the same thing with the conference. Now, Andrew, if you come into the conference, yeah, that is the plan, sir. If I can eke out some time between the hours of rehearsal that we're putting in, yes, that's a little plan. And I hope you can give me a part one day in one of your productions. Okay, so we set up an audition.
Yes, but you really should consider a production though. But I mean, I know it would be a lot of timing issues, and but it would be good. It would be good too.
Yeah, it just requires a little bit of long-term planning, but I think most importantly, most significant of things is sponsorship. Yes. You know, if we have the financial support to take a group of 12 singers, 4 musicians, plus a crew, supporting crew of 4 to 6 persons, it's a heavy lift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a pretty big production to take anywhere. Yes. But I think that's the biggest consideration.
Yes. And so the one thing is sure is that the Jamaican heritage, the Jamaican culture, and attendant areas of success continue to infect in a good way the diaspora and beyond, doesn't it? Because I'm sure when Brata puts on productions and presentations, that you invariably win over people who perhaps were never exposed before now to particular cultural presentations, etc. So
yes, man, absolutely. We're birthing some new lovers of culture, because we have one of two things oftentimes happens. The grandparents bring their grandchildren, and so they're introduced to folk culture. Or the wives bring the husbands, which don't normally go to concerts and theaters. And when they're leaving the theaters, they'll admit, they say, boy, I never know what I was coming to, but this was worth the evening, you know, and suddenly we find ourselves with some new converts and lovers of culture.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So what can our listeners expect, those who plan to attend the off-Broadway show?
So this year, it's not just about Jamaica. Of course, Jamaica, is always strongly featured. We're at the center. The name is Brata. But this year, specifically, there are 3 islands that are celebrating milestone independence anniversaries. So St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Lucia both celebrating 45 years of independence. Grenada is celebrating 50 years of independence. And I forgot our 4th, not to be forgotten, Haiti celebrating 220 years of independence. So throughout the show, we'll be paying tribute to each of these islands for their milestone independence. And the show is done in 3 suites. So there's an inspirational gospel suite, of course, our folk suite, smack dab in the center, and then the show will close with some Caribbean classics, including reggae, ska, and calypso.
Well, it sounds like a lot to look forward to, and we have no doubt that the patrons will turn out and take full advantage of the opportunity to experience a wonderful, wonderful production. So in the meantime, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I truly hope so. So there are two events happening again, just reminding folks because they're back to back. Our gala on the 2nd of May, and then Still Standing, which I forgot to mention the name of the production, Still Standing off Broadway, and that is a 2-hour long concert running for a limited run from May 6th to the 19th.
And who makes up the team?
Great question. We have our artistic director, Carla Bryan Williams, our fearless leader, our musical director, Joel Edwards, and then our movement director is Jermaine Rowan. We're supported by a wonderful team of stage managers, a scenic designer, lighting designer, projection designer. All fantastic individuals, a combination of, folks not just from Jamaica. A lighting designer, for example, is of Bayesian heritage, so wonderful having Monet on board. And so it's just a really great team of Jamaican and Caribbean individuals invested in ensuring that our art is presented at the highest level.
That sounds solid. And thank you very much for sharing that information with us. And once again, we really want to wish you all the best and to congratulate you on flying the Jamaican flag really very high in the arts. And you know how it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, and all the very, very best to you and the team.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, take care. So that is Andrew Brata Clark, Arts Administrator, Actor, Master of Ceremonies, Singer, and a cultural activist based in New York. Dr. Karen Dunkley says, Grand Rising, Ambassador Dervan Malcolm, live, excited for Brata's Crystal Gala on May 2nd at the Green Tree Country Club in New York. Let's come back to that in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now.
It's, let's tell you, it is 15 minutes to 9 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means, where are we now? It's 10:45 p.m. in Tokyo, Japan.
Ready, set, go! Saturday, April 27 will be the 28th staging of the annual Jake's Off-Road Triathlon. Join Power 106 FM for the Jamaican Diaspora live online for the Jake's Off-Road Triathlon in Treasure Beach, St. Elizabeth from 6 to 9 a.m. Aaron Damas, Monday to Thursday from 9 to 11 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM, the Power 106 FM app, and go-jamaica.com.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're delighted to still have with us Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General based in Miami, Florida, with responsibility for some 13 states, I believe, and based in the southern USA. And we want to continue the build-up to the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference. And so we have trespassed on a little more of the Consul General's time. But being the gracious CG he is, we know that he will stay with us no matter how tired he might be, considering the many obligations that he has to deal with. So we're happy to have you with us, CG. Thank you very much for staying on the line with us.
Dervan, the pleasure is mine, man, and thank you so much for always giving us the opportunity to promote what's taking place in our various jurisdictions. And Dervan, I wanted to just mention again, persons listening, if you would like to register for the conference or hear more about it, you can go to Diaspora Conference ja.eventbrite.com. That's Diaspora Conference ja.eventbrite.com. And you can get your tickets, purchase your tickets, register your registration package. There's an early bird special taking place right now, and we encourage persons to act on it. It's a great opportunity. In fact, I used an acronym just a couple of nights ago. We had our launch here it was at Miramar, and we had over 250 persons in person on a Thursday evening. And I used the acronym, giving 5 reasons to come, and I used the acronym UNITY. And partnerships that you will need. The other reason to come is that, well, the United States it's very convenient, especially for those in the US to come down, and so and it's the end also we're focusing on national development for Jamaica and supporting that. There'll be many opportunities to hear about investing in our country, and the FT, we're all a part of Team Jamaica, and the T also stands for many of the various exciting themes that will be covered during the conference. And why is the yields? What can we expect to get? We want to see improvements in, as our theme said, fostering peace, productivity, and youth empowerment. Exciting possibilities with that, with all the various themes that will be covered under security, business, trade, investment, community development, health, technology, education, the orange economy. Just the yields. So the why is for yields, and the otherwise it's better to say yes. Yes is a nicer sounding word. It's a great sounding word, so you just say yes. So when you put that acronym together, it stands for unity. And there's nothing more powerful than when there is unity among Jamaicans all over the world. As the Desmond Dekker song went in 1967, this is the time when we all should come together.
This is the time that we should come together.
So come along, brother.
Right. And come along, sister.
Yes. UNITY is unity.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful sound. And again, ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this opportunity. Register today. Invest in you and invest in Jamaica, and support Jamaicans all over the world as we gather together June 16 to 19 in Montego Bay.
Before you go, though, somebody wants to ask again. I think you have answered it before. I believe so. Asking what's the arrangement in terms of tickets or registration? And
yes, so you can go Thank you for that question. Just go to the link Diaspora Conference, JA.event, right? And the bright is event, BRITE.com. And right there, all the information will be there for you. You know, some of the partnerships we have with various hotels. Those are some options that are there. It has the early bird cost special going on right now. So there's a special right now for 3 days. And it tells you about what to expect, you know, from Sunday, from the church service, what we can expect each day, and then the day of service, and some of the speakers that you can look forward to hearing. And so you come for a Sunday and go up to the day of service on the Thursday. So from the 16th, 16th to the 19th officially for the conference, and then there's a diaspora day of service on the 20th. So that has all the information, that link, and you can peruse and take action accordingly.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking about the children. Are they invited, the young people?
Listen, they are front and center, Dervan. You know, the major theme here will be focusing on our youth empowerment. In fact, from you know, we'll be having a couple of companies have already agreed to sponsor some individuals to go down to the conference. But there's definitely a big focus. I mean, we want our young people involved, those second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth generation Jamaicans to come out and be a part of it. We know that our first generation Jamaicans are always there, and we appreciate all of them. But we're particularly focused on our youth and our youth empowerment.
Mm-hmm. And that is obviously reflected as well in how the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council is organized.
Correct. You know, we have a representative for youth, Renee Miller. She represents for this region, covering the 13th state. They mirror along with Peter Gracie as a Global Jamaica Diaspora Council member. They mirror the 13 states that we cover in the South, whether Florida, Georgia, Texas, North and South Carolina, all the states down here. And so we have a representative just for the youth. And the youth are very important because, Dervan, for the time that I've been here, that has been the ongoing call. Let's get more young people involved.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they have not been as engaged. And so it's important that as we carry on our culture here in the diaspora, our young people know about Mr. Lou. Of course, they know about Bob, but we can reinforce it. They know, let's teach them about our first national hero, Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and all our other heroes. And reinforce our reggae music and our culture, our food. And these are some of the things that will be covered at the conference. But our young people are absolutely critical. Young people, they want to come out and support the team. and sometimes we have to have other young people to convince them that, hey, this is for them as well. You know, and so young people come out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so you didn't end up doing any exercise this morning, did you? Or that is to come?
You know, listen, the thing about exercise, you know, Dervan, it's forgiving, you know. I didn't make it for the 8 o'clock class this morning, but we'll get some work going later on in the day because, Dervan, believe it or not, a number of persons have challenged me for the 5K. They have publicly said they're going to make sure beat me good and proper at the 5K. And I'm behind in my training, so I have to keep it going. So, you know, we continue to do the work. We'll have 1,000 people gathered just in Miramar alone. And as I mentioned last 2 weeks ago, 4 other cities as we celebrate our 5th anniversary. And at the 5K, we will have a booth just sharing more about our diaspora conference because that is front and center in terms of our attention. And so, yes, I'll be exercising today, sir. Keep it up. Keep the momentum.
That's the way to go. That's definitely the way to go. Well, let's keep the word going and ensure that it becomes viral as far as the 10th biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference is concerned, so that we can get together as one big happy family, making sure that we take care of our affairs.
And Dervan, in
Yes.
closing, I just want to say, we have a lot going for us as a movement. It's 20 years now. We're celebrating 20 years from when it started in 2004.
Oh, yes.
It's our first in-person conference since COVID. And we have so much to celebrate as a movement. It is important. Everybody matters. Everybody listening to the conversations for you. We all matter. We all have a voice, something to contribute. And there's a theory in group dynamics of forming, storming, norming, and performing. Not sure what stage we're at, but whatever stage it is, when we come together as a team, that's when magic happens. So register today and come out and be a part of this once in a lifetime opportunity, because each conference is a once in a lifetime, because you never get a group of persons together again. So make sure you register and come out and support.
We join you in that. Thank you very much, Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General in Miami, Florida, with responsibility for some 13 states, plus wearing the hat of, what's it now? Our friends, the
I'm dean of the Consular Corps group.
Right.
The Caribbean Consular Corps group.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah. One love, one Caribbean. Yes. Dervan, thank you, sir. Thank you. You have been at all the conferences. You have come to the ones that we have had in the States. You are always supporting Brand Jamaica, sir, and I thank you again publicly for the unparalleled work that you continue to do on behalf of our country. We appreciate you, sir.
I'm humbled by your comments. Thank you very much, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. That's Mr. R. Oliver Mayer, Jamaica's Consul General based in Miami, Florida, with responsibility for 13 states. And he's the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. Well, look at that. Our time is up. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. All things being well, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online returns next Saturday. Till then, on behalf of Celise Pinnock and Chandel Forbes and all those who have had anything to do with this program, we want to thank you very much. And we look forward to another successful edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. Thanks, everybody. Please have a safe and relaxing weekend. Take care.
Thank you for joining the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
9:02 on Power 106.
Power 106.
Bye.
Sing you a song from morning to night, betting for that summer song. Sing you a song from morning to night, betting for that summer song. We never